Welcome back to the CoolFigurez channel. I'm your host, Justin the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. The information on the channel is intended for adult collectors and not children. And today we are going to be taking a look at the brand new McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse, The Dark Knight Returns, Superman. But first, if you're new, then welcome. This channel is all about cool action figures, analyzing them, hunting them, taking pics of them, and of course, playing with them. If that's your sort of thing, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you stay notified when I do upload new content. And if you do enjoy this video or any other videos that I put out, please remember to give them a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. With all of that out of the way, guys, once again, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse, The Dark Knight Returns, Superman. And honestly, guys, I had absolutely no intentions of picking this guy up. So shout out to my friend Robert for hooking it up and selling me this guy at a discount. He essentially just wanted the Build-A-Figure pieces, and so he sold me this guy at a really good discount. And if it wasn't for that, I definitely probably would not have picked him up. So shout out to him for making this review possible. So I was actually blown away when I first saw him in hand, when he handed it to me, and I was like super happy about it. And then I realized that, yes, we finally got some fisted hands with this figure, also the Batman figure, but Todd didn't just give us fisted hands. He took away a few things, and if you see my Batman review, you know exactly what I'm talking about, but we will get into it in this review, so don't worry. But yeah, this Superman looks good aesthetically and in terms of comic accuracy. However, it leaves a few things where you're just like, really, Todd? And you just, it just leaves you so baffled. But before we get into that, why don't we go ahead and take a look at all the things that he does come with. So he is a DC Multiverse figure, so of course he comes with a DC Multiverse stand with that DC logo stamped in on it. And of course he comes with the DC Multiverse trading card. There's the front. And I'll go ahead and flip it around to the back so you guys can pause the video if you guys want to read that. But he also does come with an extra pair of hands. So in package, he comes with the open pair of hands right here. He does come with a pair of fisted hands as well. And like I said, we have been asking and begging Todd to include this with our figures for a long time, and he finally has. However, it wasn't an all Todd giving us moment. In fact, he gave us one thing and took away two. So with that being said, why don't we go ahead and pull this guy forward so we can take a nice closer look at him. And yeah, like I said, in terms of comic book accuracy, yes, it looks exactly identical to the version that we see in the comic book. This is exactly how Frank Miller drew him, but Todd got lazy. So on his cape, he should have a Superman symbol. There's no Superman symbol. He gave us fisted hands, but he took away the double hinge elbow for some fucking reason. But he didn't stop there, guys. No, he took away the bicep swivel as well. I have to say this wave is a fail. You know, as great as these figures look, he really undermined them by taking away those key points of articulation, because Batman doesn't look too bad, but when you try to get Superman into a punching pose, he just looks god awful. And it's just like, really? Like, dude, he should look the most natural, and yet here you can see he definitely does not look the most natural, especially with the way you see the gap in the arm. Like, if he had a bicep swivel to turn his arm, it would make it so much better. And if he had double hinge elbows, he can curl it in a bit more to get that nice curl, but he just doesn't. So yeah, it's just a wave that really could have been a standout that he really dropped the ball on. So yeah, I'm just going to stop there. So let's go ahead and move on into articulation. So his head will move all the way to the right, all the way to the left. Very little head tilt, if none. He can't really look down at all. He can look up, actually, which is kind of nice because Batman couldn't look up at all. His arms will go out to a T-pose, and he does come with a slight butterfly joint in there, surprisingly. His arms will rotate 360 at the shoulder. Once again, no bicep swivel. What the fuck? But yeah. Then he does come with single hinge elbow joints only. Rotation at the elbow right there. rotation at the wrist, hinging up and down, in and out, whichever way that ball peg is facing, rotation at the upper torso, rotation at the lower torso as well. However, he will crunch down absolutely none at all because they have no slip for him to kind of crunch down into for the ball peg to go into, but he will go back ever so slightly. But yeah, he won't go forward at all, which come on, McFarlane, do better. So he can kick out that far, but then his leg kind of just falls. Oh, there we go. Got to stay. So he can join the cheerleading squad if he does that. Unlike Batman, he does not have an upper thigh cut, which I don't get, but he does have a bit of a thigh swivel at the top right there. Thankfully, he does come with double hinge knees, so he can go back that far. He will kick forward that far. He won't kick back at all. Looking at his ankle articulation, it will go down that far. It will go up that far. Ball rocker hinge joint as well as toe articulation, and that is it. So like I said, I really wasn't going to pick this guy up, but Robert offered me such a good deal that I was like, you know what, in my display this will fit perfectly and it's worth it for me. So I went ahead and picked him up, but as I picked him apart, I realized Todd McFarlane's trickery by trying to entice us with those fisted hands, and then really showing off his true colors by taking away the double hinge elbows and the bicep swivel. So yeah, Todd, you really could have had a standout wave with this wave. I mean, you really could have, but then you really went and fucked it up by taking away the double hinge elbows. The weird thing is, the Joker in this wave does have double hinge elbows, yet Batman and Superman don't. So I don't know, but it is what it is, guys. With that being said, join me every Sunday morning for Coffee and Toys, a weekly Toy News Toy Talk podcast where we will go over all the latest and great toy news, reveals, pre-orders, and so much more. And join me every Wednesday on Instagram at CoolFigurez for Coffee and Toys Live, where I will speak to a new guest every week about toys, toy collecting, toy photography, and so much more. With that being said, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at some really cool pics of this guy, because I did manage to take some pretty decent pics despite the lack of double hinge elbow and bicep swivel. But anyways, guys, with that being said, if you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a great fucking day. Thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video. If you enjoyed those pics, you can find the full images over on Instagram at CoolFigurez. And I do have a separate Instagram account for my more thought out, planned out, more edited pics called Epic Shots by CoolFigurez. Check it out if you like what you see. Leave me a follow there as well. And if you guys want to see the unboxing of any figures I do reviews on for this channel, go ahead and check me out over on TikTok at CoolFigurez. That's where I post all my unboxings. And join me every Sunday morning for Coffee and Toys, a weekly Toy News Toy Talk podcast where we will go over all the latest and great toy news, reveals, pre-orders, and so much more. If you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. But whether or not you're a subscriber, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to listen to me talk about toys. I really appreciate it. As always, I'm your host, Jess the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Thank you so much to this channel sponsor, VRare Store. Check them out for all your Funko Pop, anime, Pokemon card, and toy print needs. And of course, use code CoolFigurez at checkout for 10% off your order. VRare Store. Check them out, guys.